Just like that, we back up in this thing, y'all.
Season 2, baby.
What's going on? We are The Division. This is our podcast. We've been out of here for a minute.
It's been a while.
Fellas, introduce yourselves. Reintroduce yourselves to the people.
I'm Fur, man. We back, season 2. I'm so glad to be back.
And
Yes, sir.
And I'm Mr. Taylor, North
Reggie
Louisiana's
F. Baby.
finest.
Reggie F. Baby on the follow through.
And I'm Ryan G, the moderator. This is The Division podcast. If y'all have been keeping up with us, our YouTube channel, or us on AOC in downtown Lafayette on Open Access channel 15 or 13, then y'all already know about us. For everybody else that don't know about us, this is our podcast. This is what we do. We talk about everything from sports on to other issues, and we've been out for a while due to the coronavirus to start off with.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So everybody, how's y'all health? How y'all doing? How are y'all getting along with everything?
Well,
go ahead. Will.
We doing pretty good on my side. Everybody on pretty much the immediate family. Everybody took the COVID pretty well. Everybody that got the COVID, and it's a pandemic. I mean, a lot of people didn't take it serious, and I was just always the one to err on the side of caution. So I took heed to the mandates and everything.
Wearing the
else,
mask and all and
I
everything.
tried to. I mean, it's hard
Because
to get
in your
used
business, you got a lot of folks that
Yeah.
probably don't want to come in there with that mask
Yeah.
and everything.
That's it. It's hard to get used to, but I just rather err on the side of caution.
Shout out to Purell and Johnson & Johnson and all them. If you had stock in them, boy, you paid right now.
Oh, yeah.
Straight
Yes,
up.
indeed.
Reggie F.
Oh man, you know what? So far, so good. That's all I can say. No. The only news we had was my brother, Fur.
Yeah.
Besides that,
Quarantine, baby.
everything was good. Fur. What happened with
Well,
you?
from personal experience, man, I was diagnosed with the COVID virus.
That gangster.
and,
That
and
Rona
from
ball.
experience, dude, that is just not. It's nothing you want. I mean,
Yeah.
it's from experience. I see why it has the impact on the people it does. Like, people with immune deficiencies and stuff like that. Or
Right,
other
yeah.
people. I see why, bro, because it's just something you gotta really fight. Like it ain't like, all right, it's gonna be over.
And you
Let
pretty
it
strong
take its
health and
course, and
whatnot.
we'll be all right. Yeah, man, you gotta.
Yeah, and you was out of it.
Oh yeah,
You was out of it for a minute. I mean, you was hurting.
Like 4 or 5 days straight, dude, just being in the bed, like not even strength to
Yep. That's
really
what
do anything, man.
Yeah.
It's just like,
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
it make you just
oh yeah, man,
you can't even
it's
fight it and get up and do nothing.
Yeah,
Make you just want to lay there.
it's bad, man.
And then you found out you had corona on the last week
Yeah,
the
exactly.
quarantine.
Yeah, I wind up taking a test, man.
That took forever.
That test took longer than the second time I went to take the test.
And for them to finally tell you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
And by the time they
it's-
told you was
yeah, I was
on your
I was
way
on
back to
recovery.
healing.
Yeah, I was on recovery by this time.
But
and
that's the whole deal. Just
And-
some stuff we wasn't prepared for.
Exactly.
It
Not at all.
wasn't enough tests available. I
Yeah.
think when it first popped off, only New Zealand. I think they the only ones that tested everybody right
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
And
And they got a hold on it quick.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
everybody got accustomed to the mask stuff early overseas, and it's just the response, man. I mean, we wasn't ready for it,
No,
and the response was
bad.
The response sucked.
I mean, it
horrible.
was kind of we
It was
just
horrible,
wasn't ready
man.
for
It
it.
was horrible.
Not at all. Not at
So-
all. But for glad to see you doing better, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Glad to
it.
see you doing better. My son had caught it.
Glad to be able to.
Yeah.
RJ had caught it. He was
Yep.
asymptomatic, though. He just lost taste and smell.
See,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I had. I had everything else, but I kept
Yeah,
my taste and smell.
Yep.
Like,
So it's like it hit everybody different.
yeah, and that's the scary part.
Yeah, that's the
That's
main
the scary
thing.
part.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
It
You
hit
just
you
don't know.
different,
Like,
and
you
I
got
mean,
it, but you be like, oh well.
And
will
we
it-
down
will this
here.
happen, and will this, and
And we
You
down
just
here in
don't know.
Louisiana, like I think we're like number 3 on the national list as far as just cases that we have and whatnot.
number 1 per capita.
Well, as
Death-wise.
of 2 days ago, we was number 1 in what was it per capita?
Yeah.
For corona
And
cases.
They said it today too.
yeah,
Yeah, we number 1 in that right now, which is not a good number to be in this type of situation.
And then it doesn't help. We right next to Texas, and then Florida. You have a lot of tourists coming through.
Yeah,
so
through
the
back-
whole Gulf
I-10,
Coast,
baby.
man. Oh man.
yeah. I
I
think
think-
it came in there around us because Louisiana got it bad around that Mardi Gras time.
Yeah.
Everybody found out it shut everything down late March.
Yeah.
And it was already here.
Because nobody really took it seriously at the time, and then by the time they wanted to get a hold of it
It's too
in
late.
March,
Too
Yep.
late.
then it was already
Yeah,
too
it's
late.
too
Yeah,
late.
we had a bunch of people came in party for Mardi Gras,
Yeah.
and they had boundaries on the border. Didn't want Louisianians traveling into the state, and
Yep.
guess who got it bad now? Everybody.
I mean,
Yep.
you could even go further back on how it all got started and, started spreading in the first place, So, like...
Some
it-
people claim they had it in December and just didn't
Yeah,
know what
I
it
spoke with a
was.
few people like
Yeah,
that. Like,
and I even in November, I know something about November as well.
yeah, that's,
And they just didn't know what it was.
They
at the
didn't know what it
time.
was. They didn't diagnose it as the flu. It was the flu-like
like,
symptoms.
Just like you were sick. We know
And
you're sick.
They
but
had
we
to
just
just
don't know.
deal
Like,
with
yeah.
it.
So pretty much when it
Yeah.
started to hit in March, when it hit its peak, that's when we had to shut the podcast down.
Correct.
Because we couldn't come into the building. Of course, social distancing and then having to wear the mask. And people, it was just pandemonium. You don't know what was going on. You wanted to be safe. You wanted to keep you and yours safe. So that was right after the All-Star break. I think they only had maybe 10 games left in the NBA season.
Just
Yeah.
about.
So that's when we shut it down. This episode right here, we're going 2 hours. We're going to catch up on everything that we forgot about, and we're going to catch up on UFC, MLB, NBA, NFL, everything that we missed out on. But first, we're going to catch up with us and let y'all know what's been going on with us. So that's the corona. We
Yeah.
got through that. Still going through it right now. It's not over
And
yet.
honestly, in my opinion, I don't think it's going nowhere no time soon.
Me neither. Me neither.
I don't think it's going nowhere. It's just,
I just think everybody gonna get it, and just hope the body can
it just
handle
don't
it.
seem like people want to do the right thing. To
I'll
me.
take it
It's just-
seriously.
oh man, it could be so simple.
Wear y'all masks.
It could be so
It's
simple.
required to wear your mask. Wear your mask and use your hand sanitizer.
They need to get rid of these bars. They need to stop these beaches. They need to restaurants. In my opinion, should
Well, we
have
ain't got
opened
the.
again.
I mean, they should be getting close to the vaccine by the end of the year. I heard.
But
and
man,
they
we
heard-
done lost
But some people say
160,000
they ain't
people,
gonna-
man. That's
Yeah,
kind of
for real.
late, man.
But
I
that's,
hate this.
I mean, but look, it ain't gonna. We won't get back to normal until it's the actual vaccine.
Are you gonna take the vaccine though? Because that's what some people saying. Like, okay, they're gonna come up with a vaccine and just gonna inject that in me.
People just so big on
Yeah.
conspiracy nowadays, man.
Yeah, man.
And it's
You know,
ruining
but-
everything.
but,
it's ruining everything.
But you know what? Even if they have a vaccine, the vaccine you still have to be able to give it to everybody, even people
Yeah,
with underlying
people,
conditions. So
the
just
bodies is gonna
because
react
it's
different.
killing just the virus, what about if you put in somebody's body that have this? How they gonna
Yeah,
react to it?
yeah,
So
right.
you can't just say, oh, they gonna have a vaccine real soon.
Yeah,
It's
we
a
just
lot
give
of
it to
testing
everybody.
that's gonna have to be done with
That's why I
that.
say I don't think it's
I
going
mean,
nowhere
everybody
anytime
not
soon.
gonna have to take it. I mean, because if you're asymptomatic, it's not gonna affect you. Then it's just the ones that's that need to take it.
But
gonna
they don't
take it.
really know everything about everything because they'll say one thing this week.
Yeah,
just like
then-
when they first
exactly.
started, they say the youngsters don't get it because all the older people is dying. Now all of a sudden the youngsters
Yeah.
is causing more havoc than others. Now they saying the young kids under 8, they not having nothing. Now once they start going to school and you have these big outbreaks,
Exactly.
oh yeah, they have it too.
Yeah,
so
right.
you nobody
I
knows.
seen cats
All
and
we
dogs,
doing, all
man.
we doing is just following what it does and just trying to keep the stats and figure it out.
Everybody
just-
just,
just-
trying to keep
just-
up with it because nobody know, and
Exactly.
it's just
Nobody
it's just
How y'all
something
feel
we
about
hadn't saw before.
How y'all feel about school starting
I
back up?
don't
or
like it. I don't like it.
Well,
I don't
my
like
son is gonna he's gonna do the stay at home program.
I don't like it.
Yeah, mine too.
I don't like it. It's just it don't make no sense.
Without a vaccine.
It don't make no sense.
Yeah, because you're asking for trouble.
You
Well,
don't. It
not
don't make
only
no
that,
sense.
you want young kids to follow the honor system for a whole school year and to not touch each other, stay 6 feet, social
Nah, I got a
distance,
5-year-old
supposed
keep
to- That's not
keep
happening.
their
I got a
mask
5-year-old
on.
supposed to be going to kindergarten.
Look,
That's not happening, bro.
I just heard something.
It don't make no sense.
I just heard something on the radio over here where this school somewhere up north in May they had class, and then they found out that in June one of the kids had a virus, but he got tested, and they made him stay home, but his siblings kept going to school, and then they found out he had it, and the next thing you know, the siblings had done passed it to all
it's
kind
too
of
late.
people
Yeah, now
too.
it's too
So
late. Now
it's
it's too-
my thing is it's not just that, it's the teachers also, because those teachers is gonna be around a lot of kids and they're gonna have a big chance of getting sick, and then they could bring that home to their kids and their family, and it's just I just think that until we are absolutely safe and is deemed completely safe, I think that we should just do the online or something like that for now.
So what about the parents that think their kids gonna fall behind about not getting.
Well, that's why you're
Well,
a
you know
parent.
what,
That's why you're a
man?
parent. Go ahead and get some things.
It's
You gotta be
insinuating
right.
some
the
stances.
school,
It's easy to
you
say
know?
when a lot of people got to go to work from 8 to 6 in the evening.
okay,
Yeah,
well,
but
what
that still
what
leave
what
you
about
time for
And they
your
got to
kid.
what
pay.
about
And they got to pay the bills.
what about the
That still leave
teachers?
you
What
time for
about
your
what about
kid.
what about the teachers
That
that
don't wanna
have
go to
that?
work?
What about the teachers that have younger kids? How they gonna tend to their kids and go
And go-
teach the
yeah,
kids
yeah,
too? I mean, you
exactly.
putting them in a situation too.
Yeah.
You go to school, you,
know?
could catch it. I could bring it back to mine. So you want me to go sit in this classroom with these kids
And
that I don't know
come to my
what
kid,
they doing when they go
come to
home.
my kid.
And they're talking about they could just have the teachers switch classes instead of the students. But then you
No,
want me to
man.
go around these kids and then go
Yeah,
around
these
these
kids, yeah,
and then
yeah.
try to dodge the COVID.
It's
I
just-
mean,
I don't get it. I
If
don't
school
get it.
has to start late, they need to come to the realization that this is a once in a lifetime event.
Exactly.
It's a pandemic.
It won't just keep happening.
That means
just
everything
get through
has
it.
to
Just make sure
change.
we get through it.
Like if school has to be delayed,
That's it.
it just has to be delayed.
Yes, it's simple.
Period. You know,
Simple.
to try to protect everybody because
Simple.
you got teachers and administrators that's older.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? 60 some odd years
like
old.
60% of your teacher staff, your staff and
Yeah.
stuff. You know it's older.
And then they
age
end
people,
up catching that. And then you have some people that are just ignorant and not going to send their kids to school properly
Yeah,
or with the
exactly.
proper PPE and everything because they don't believe in it themselves.
Yeah, so you
know
got
what I'm saying?
conflict
So-
in the middle of children. It's not a recipe for me.
and you know what? God forbid. I pray this doesn't happen. God forbid. One of the kids gets sick and wind up dying in school.
Yeah,
then
then
every
it's gonna be
every
panic.
family across
Yeah,
the
you see,
nation
that's-
pulling their
that's-
kids out to school.
Yeah.
Then they're going to want to change it then.
It's too late though.
Yeah,
It's too
Yeah, it's
late.
going to be too late.
That's why I say,
Don't
you
wait
know,
till it's too
you're
late.
gonna wait till, something like that
Yeah.
happens. And like I said, God forbid, hope it doesn't, but you just never
It's
know,
hard
man.
not to in this situation,
You
man.
don't know what this thing gonna do.
So that's the Rona, y'all. So we've been dealing with that, right? That was March. We had to shut down the podcast. It made us very, very sad. Then there was no sports. So we're just at home with the family. Love y'all, but a lot of quality time was spent.
Yep.
And then George Floyd.
George Floyd.
We all home.
R.I.P.
All we doing.
Rest
Screwed
in
up
peace.
click.
Rest in
peace,
power, man.
George Floyd.
Rest in power.
Rest in
power.
peace, George Floyd. Screwed up click.
Do I really need to say too much on it? Y'all go ahead and give y'all opinions and y'all thoughts. We all African American up in here. How y'all feel about
With
it?
me, it's just a time to admit when something is wrong.
Yep.
It's just that simple.
Point blank period.
Is it? It's nothing else to say.
If you
It's just
wa-
a
if-
time where you gotta look at something and be like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Wrong is wrong.
It ain't
Period.
about a
Period.
side or none of that.
There's no
Whenever,
side. No.
Whenever you see something like that.
No.
No,
So,
that's
We should all live this
terrible.
God fearing way. It's wrong.
Now, what
Period.
it invoked some right in some people. There's a lot of people that kind of open their eyes and
It got wild.
kind of saw it. You kind of see what's going on with the injustice. But if you can sit there and watch that 8-minute video and watch the whole thing,
There's
and
no
you
doubt.
don't come away from that
You seen somebody getting killed on live TV.
not wanting justice, then you're on the wrong side.
So the
Simple.
aftermath after that was that the cops weren't arrested.
You know what's
Not right away.
Not right away.
No.
That's when the rioting started.
No.
Man, it took too long.
You know what? I mean, the whole thing was a tragedy. But you know what, like, really got me in that situation was whenever he called for his mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
His mom was deceased. So, it's like, was he seeing the other side
Was he
and seeing
seeing
her and knowing where he was going?
Yeah.
Because he called his mama,
Dude,
and his
that's-
mama
that's-
had been dead for years.
Yeah.
So for him to call for her and she wasn't nowhere around, I think he knew and
He was dying.
and he seen where he
He
was
seen that.
where he was going.
And
he
that is,
that's the
Come on,
thing.
man.
That's right there. That's what really like touched me
Yeah.
with the whole story.
You literally seen somebody getting killed on TV. And them old folks say when you getting ready to pass, you can see people who have passed before you because you're getting ready to cross over. And he saw that.
Yep.
And that was just, don't have words for it, man. Don't have words for it. It's just a lot that came from that, and it shifted the whole conversation. Nobody was really worried about the pandemic then at the time. It was all about Black Lives Matter, our lives matter, and just systematic racism. And people
equality,
just,
bro.
Equality.
Equality, bro.
And people just sick and tired, bro.
Period. That's
Yeah,
it.
this is like I said, man. Like you said, for right is right and wrong is
And
wrong.
that's it. That's
You
it.
know, point
That's it.
blank. Period.
And I'd say this. I mean, Stuff like that been going on. It's just shout out to technology. We got it on video.
A lot of eyes.
And you know what? Speaking of that, not to cut y'all, but shout out to Darnella Frazier.
Okay.
That is the 17-year-old little girl that decided to open her camera and film that with George Floyd because she knew at 17 that wasn't right. And that's the young lady that recorded it. And that's the reason we was able to witness that.
Shifted the whole world.
Yeah. She's going to be forever remembered also in this situation, because without that, we wouldn't have never seen it. And they would have lied about it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that,
Just a bunch of stuff going on.
On top of George Floyd, you had Breonna Taylor.
Yep.
To me, this is even more of a travesty. Well, not more of a travesty. It's about along the same lines. You have our color dying for nothing.
Yep.
Pretty much.
EMT worker sleep in her house.
In her house.
Sleeping, dude.
Unmarked unit of police officers, 3 of them.
No knock warrant.
Bust in the door in the middle of the night. Her boyfriend was there. Just so happened he was licensed to carry his firearm. You sleep in your bed. Somebody bust your door down in the middle of the night.
What you want? What do
you
what you
grab
expect
your
somebody
weapon.
to do?
That's what you bought it for.
He started
You
shooting.
gonna grab your weapon. He fired a round at the cops, and they let off 20 rounds.
Whew.
And they killed Breonna Taylor.
Wow.
Now, I saw a lot of comments. I try to stay off of the Bleacher Report comments and all that stuff like that because, it's a lot of views and everybody get their own opinion
A lot of opinions.
and you got your right to your own opinion. But, it's a lot of people that's on the side of saying that, there was cops and it was an accident. And that's why they not charged right now. And that's why they hadn't been arrested. But my problem with that is it's the law. And I accidentally got a speeding ticket before. I wasn't intending to speed, but I was held accountable for the speeding accidentally.
Yep.
Now, if you're going to execute a search warrant, you're going to execute a no-knock search warrant, you got to have the right address.
Yeah, you had the wrong place.
Or you need to go to jail.
And then you're killing people.
Period.
Like,
Well, you know what?
I
But let me tell you.
I wasn't intentionally speeding.
Well,
I paid almost $300 for a speeding.
You know what? I mean, the same thing happened with Turk with Cash Money. Whenever back in the day, and the police raided his house. The way that he got off to where he was able to get out after shooting after the cops is because they said that once they went in there, they were supposed to let them know who they were, and they didn't. And you see, that's the same thing that happened with Breonna's situation. They didn't let it be known who they were. So that's just not right. I mean, they just going in there and doing whatever they want.
If I gotta be held accountable for speeding down a highway with no traffic, you gotta be held accountable for taking a life.
A murder.
You went into the wrong apartment.
So
That's your job. And these officers been on the force for years.
Yeah.
So it's unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean,
Totally
even hey, it was an accident. Okay, well, y'all need to go for negligence.
Yeah, people go to jail for accidents.
You go for negligence.
That's right.
Yeah.
You go for negligence.
Yeah, people go to jail for accidents.
Yeah,
It happens.
You
Things
neglected to do
This is
your
wrong,
job
man.
Things
correctly.
happen, and you alter the family.
So with all this having happened, this sparked the Black Lives Matter movement. And
Again.
we had
Well,
Well,
the
first
Black
time.
Lives Matter
State.
movement was already movement, but
We just-
you know what? But I'm with LeBron. It's I'm exactly what he said. It's not a movement. It's actually a lifestyle
Right.
that we live, and it's not nothing that oh yeah, we're gonna get over the hill and then
Yeah,
boom,
and then,
now we good.
yeah,
no, this
no.
is
We're
gonna
gonna
this
be
is
this
gonna
way forever.
and it's gonna take forever.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a long fight to get the change because the wrong was done for so long. It's gonna take a long time to right the wrongs.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like something's actually going to be done?
Right.
Yes.
Do y'all feel like this?
I think it will. It's going to set some
In due
some
time,
changes in place.
some changes.
I mean, a
Some
lot of
change is
people.
better than no change, man. I'm
Some
all for
changes,
it.
but what I do appreciate, at the end of the day, all lives matter. But you know what? Black lives matter because the reason I say that because they're killing off all the young men that could produce the younger kids. If you don't have no more men out here, you can't produce no more kids. We're not gonna even exist. So the killing need to stop for that sake too.
Don't get it wrong. Like, all lives matter, but they're killing us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They're
Yes.
killing us. So yes, Black lives matter.
Yes.
Because if our lives don't matter, we can't care about nobody else. they're killing us. Like when we turn the news on, they're killing us. I gotta explain to my son. Now he's starting to see racism when he goes into the store. Well, they helped these people. Why they didn't help me?
Yeah,
and,
now it's so
now it's in the conversation.
No, you know what?
crazy.
When you have a 5-year-old that's crying, scared because the police is at a house talking to the parents, and it's not nothing bad that's going on. They just talking to them, and the child scared that they're not gonna ever see their parent again or they might die. That's not nothing that you just sat up there in your house and told your child every single day. That's something that they see. Mm-hmm. They witness that, and with everything on the YouTube and the Facebook and the Instagram, all the different things these kids seeing that with their own eyes, so they knowing at a very early age what's really going on, where we didn't learn till maybe a little later, but now they get to see it like front and center.
This generation right here, what I'm starting to find out, they don't hold their tongue. They have the technology to get it out there instantly, and I guess
that's
see
who
their
have
parents,
the power to make the changes. It's the younger generation. They're gonna be here.
That's how it happens. That's usually how it happens.
They're gonna be here.
Just like Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was known for drawing attention into one place, and he drew some attention. He drew all the attention into that bridge, that Edmund Pettus Bridge, and he let the whole world see on video on national TV how he was being treated.
Yep.
And that's whenever the change started.
You have to see it
and
to believe it.
And it's just the administration couldn't stand for, the United States looking like that on a global spectrum. And we supposed to be the great U.S. of A. For you can come and start a new life.
Exactly.
And and it's supposed to be free and everything's good. So
and we've been getting shortchanged for a
now
long
we get
time.
the George Floyd on video, and I'm just hoping it's gonna spark the right changes.
And let me tell you something. This is not new. This been happening forever.
It's
It's
on
on video now. It's being
everybody got a cell
recorded.
phone.
It's being recorded now. All these situations, it's no more hiding and no more lying. You getting caught on video. But what I'm not understanding is when you get caught on video and
you're
you
not
still
held
can't
accountable.
get convicted. Like, what
Yeah.
more do you want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What more do you want? Just like the little guy that took off running at the Wendy's, he was sleeping in his car,
Right.
And
'Cause,
and then he
Yeah.
asked the cops if he could have walked home.
Yeah, you see, I
He
still
wasn't
like
even
that.
gonna drive, and he wasn't driving, so you should have walked up and commend the man. Thank you for not driving drunk. You live around the corner, I'll bring you around the
He
corner.
was sleeping in his
Something like
vehicle,
that.
matter of
Yeah.
fact.
But
he was
you know,
sleeping in his vehicle.
for whatever reason they did what they did, the confrontation happened. He took off running. He's 10, 15 feet away, and you shoot him in his back.
Well, and that's talking cops right there. Let's talk Trayvon Martin and Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia.
Right.
They got killed by some vigilantes.
Some citizens.
Yeah, they got killed by some citizens of the right race.
I guess the point
And
is
that's
just
what happened.
racism is real.
Well, they did arrest the other guys for the Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah, but
They
you know when that
did.
happened? And you know when they arrested him?
Yeah,
Way
but they
late.
got arrested.
They got
So,
arrested.
They got
okay.
I
arrested.
want to see charges.
Now they need to get convicted.
I wanna see
I was just
yeah,
about to say
convictions. I
that,
wanna see
right? I want to
convictions.
see what they're gonna look like, because
Ra-
we need to set an example.
Racism is real.
They're gonna have to set a firm example on these guys running around thinking they're the cops.
And I guess that's just our point, because we was talking about cops and vigilantes, and Black Lives Matter, man.
Period.
Like, our lives matter.
Period.
Our life is not no less than anybody else's.
And if you seeing any of this and have any
I just-
small
I mean, I
thought
just-
that this
I-
the
I
right
wa-
thing to be happening,
I watched the video with Ahmaud Arbery. I watched
you
the
the
video
problem.
with Ahmaud Arbery
Yeah.
jogging
Period.
around the corner. He
Yeah.
jog around the corner and there's a truck in the road.
There's no way you look at that and say, you know what, yeah, that was kind of right. You
And
don't. There's no way.
And then you have hangings going on, like in
and
Houston
I
and
got a son that plays sports, and he mess
Yeah.
around and go jogging.
Yeah, you know.
And he see a building that ain't all the way complete. He go look at the construction, which all the other kids in the neighborhoods was doing. I saw the owners of that building actually posted.
Actually,
the owners of that building actually posted the surveillance that showed
The night
some
before?
small Caucasian kids
the night
going
before,
in there looking.
it was the night before
they
they,
did
went
the
in.
exact same thing Ahmad did.
But they went in at
They
night.
went
The night
I
before.
didn't care less. Not even him. It was another little young teen that went in there, a girl.
No,
That went
I
in
seen the one
house.
with the guy and the girl went in.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
There's several videos with people that was going in and out.
Are
that
they still
building.
alive?
The building
Yeah.
didn't even have
Thank you.
locks on
That's
it.
the
It was
point.
just an
Yeah.
open building.
But
Which
my
is
thing too,
under
man,
construction.
it was during the day. It was during the day. At night,
It's just
okay,
all wrong,
you're
man.
a little suspicious at night. But during the day, you could exactly see what's going on. And if he running away from y'all and he not trying to argue and fight and fuss with y'all, let him go.
They rode
Let
up
him
on
go.
him with a shotgun.
He's
and
running
I seen
away.
That video. That video bothered me just as much
That's
as
what
George
I'm
Floyd
talking
video
about.
did.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's
like
people
that
that
you
ain't
see-
even in a badge that just felt the feeling that day.
Yeah, we need to do a lot of praying.
So,
But I wanna give some folks a shout out. Like LeBron James, Ray just said that earlier. LeBron, I feel like he's really been kind of spearheading the movement. Not the
yeah.
movement, lifestyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Spearheading the lifestyle. A lot of these other athletes out here, entertainers. I can't even list them all. I wouldn't want to leave everybody out. But just trying to keep the ball rolling and not letting us forget, because what'll happen is it's hot in the moment. A couple of months down the road will go by, and then you'll forget about it.
No,
Shout out to Steven Jackson from Port Arthur. I went to school with him. He went down there with George Floyd. They were play cousins or whatnot, play brothers and
They look
whatnot.
just alike.
They look just alike. And he went
Crazy,
down
right?
there and heard what had happened. And he had kind of started that movement going and got other players involved. I think Malcolm Brogdon and Jaylen Brown and Avery Bradley from the Lakers, I believe. Just different folks getting involved with what's going on. And that's what we're going to need to kind of keep that going. And plus, we're going to use our platform. Not just to talk sports and whatnot, but if we see some injustice being done, we're African American. We're going to talk for our people.
Period.
So
it's
shout
just
out to all
about
them.
standing up
It's
for
about
right.
what's right and wrong.
about standing up
It's
for right
about
because-
right and wrong. That's all it is.
It's simple, man.
That's all it is.
Because let me tell you, when I went to school, I never entertained or condoned bullying or anything that wasn't right.
Exactly.
So
it's just not right.
it wouldn't be right of me to
It's
sit
just,
here and
it's
not
just not right.
speak on the injustice that's been going on and it's on TV right now. And if you don't see it, if you didn't believe in it or thought it wasn't that bad,
Cut
just
on
go
your
watch
TV.
the George Floyd video again.
Cut on your TV. Pick up your phone.
No, you can just watch a whole lot of things that's been happening over the years.
It ain't far
From 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Pick one.
It don't
And that's the shame.
it don't
And
stop.
when you watch it, just picture somebody, one of your loved ones, under that knee.
That's what I was just thinking about
For
that.
the-
If that
for
no,
the
if-
whole
no,
entire
no,
8
picture
minutes.
picture your son.
Yeah.
Picture your son being
So-
in that situation.
So on top of that, we had Corona. Then we had this happen.
What a year.
So then, okay, we got all this going on. You know, if you like us guys, like we're going crazy because there's no outlet, there's no sports, no nothing. It's like when you watching old games. Got to watch The Last Dance. I
saw The Last Dance.
Got to see the GOAT, the documentary on the making of the
The
GOAT.
real
Got to
goat.
see the old goat.
The
Got to
real
see
goat.
it.
Hold on,
The
hold on.
old goat.
We gonna talk about this, or y'all
You
just
got a chance to see the
no,
old
just-
goat.
no, I'm just talking
going
about
through
what was
the
going on
timeline.
during
We
the time.
just
This is
giving the
timeline.
timeline.
Letting people
Okay.
know what
Look
happened.
here, look here, look.
We need,
Okay.
we need to put.
Okay.
We need a segment for
We
this.
do need a segment for
See how
that.
first jumping
We
it
do
up.
need one for
Okay,
that.
so this where we going? No, that's not where we going.
He ready.
I can take it there.
Yeah, because you didn't mention you didn't mention that
I
whenever
can
we was
take it
doing.
there.
Well, no, I'm about to get
Conference
to UFC,
call.
man.
Yeah, you didn't mention that on the conference call at all.
That's called a transition.
Hey,
Transition?
That's
hey.
transition.
That's
Woo.
also
a transition.
We can
that's a
take it there.
You know what I'm saying?
subliminal message, huh?
Okay, well, what else you knew sports-wise that was on TV? What else?
That
old
wasn't
games,
sports.
old
That
football
wasn't
games.
sports.
Yeah, that was sports.
That was a Michael Jordan documentary.
That was a-
involving sports.
It
The
was
Bulls.
it wasn't nothing you
It
never
was
saw
Dennis
before.
It was something that wasn't a rerun.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? So
you
you
know
never
what's a
saw
rerun?
none of that
Everybody
back then.
that was under
Now look, he
quarantine
laughing.
know
Look, he
that it's a
laughing. He
highlight
knows.
film, man.
He know he's full
That's a
of crap.
highlight
Oh,
film,
y'all
man.
tripping,
He know he
man.
full of crap.
That's a highlight
Oh,
film.
No,
man.
that wasn't no
Sure.
highlight clip.
Y'all some highlight
Man,
babies.
Go sit down.
So check it out.
So
check
y'all
it out.
saw whole games?
They saw the Wizards here?
Did y'all saw whole games?
Y'all
It
Did
was,
y'all
there was
see-
a documentary
About who?
of the GOAT,
Did y'all see
No.
whole games?
the
about the
greatest
Bulls?
basketball player of all
What that
time.
got to do with what we talking about, Reg?
about the Bulls.
Reg
I
went
thought
way
it-
from left field. Was that a game? No, that was a documentary.
I thought the Last Dance was for everybody.
So sick.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Come on, man, let's move
Who was
along.
who was the
Anyway,
who,
man.
who was the director?
So getting out of all
Who
of that,
was the
right,
director?
there
We
was
gon-
no
we
sports
gonna
on
create
television.
a segment for the last
Michael
dance.
Jordan
yeah.
was the
Next week.
director.
Next week.
Next week, I'm with
There
you.
was no sports on television. So the first sport that decided to come back with Dana White is a beast. He went rent an island. And on this
Well,
island.
no.
Well, not
'cause
first.
They
Yeah.
they
Break it
fought.
down.
They fought
Before
before
they
going
even
to the
went
island.
to the island.
They
Yeah.
had a,
Before going
yeah,
to
they
the
had a
island.
few. They had a few.
But they wanted to shut him down before he got the island, though, huh?
No, they
No,
had a
they-
couple fights
they-
before that,
Yeah,
and
they
then
fought
they
before.
went to Fight Island.
They've been on Fight Island for like about a
I
month.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I
the
wouldn't
last
call
three-
it. I wouldn't call him a beast because I mean, it's UFC. You got two people fighting. It ain't like
Yeah, you see,
basketball,
because
they
that's
got-
the last fight that we watch at Buffalo
This
Wild
was
Wings.
before we went.
That
off
was the last fight that we
before
watched at
left
Buffalo
out.
Let's
Wild
get into
Wings.
it. Let's get into it.
Go
Let's
ahead.
go.
Well,
UFC, man.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna just tell you like this. That was one of the best fights I
John
seen.
Jones got whooped.
you remember that?
Anybody
John
fight
Jones got
John
whooped.
Jones?
You remember that one?
You know, and yeah, it was a real good fight.
He got away by the hairs of his chin.
And his name John Jones. Because if his name wasn't John Jones, he would have lost the fight that night.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
But the thing about it is, to be the champ, you gotta really
Here we go.
beat the champ.
Here we go. He
Wow.
beat it.
I mean,
He said you
Now
gotta
you
really
beat it.
So it didn't really.
We gotta really beat him. Lord, good.
Wow.
Boy, that's a
Hey,
beat
you
down
know what that
with the
means? You just not gonna beat
proportion,
him.
That mean if you finna
Well,
fight him, you better be ready.
hey, the reason I say that because look, he really fought him good, but he really needed to be.
Oh my God! If that's the case, I would not sign up to fight John Jones, man. Because your odds are slim.
Oh,
Just know
yeah.
your back against the wall going into that fight. You don't want to do that, man.
And Asanya and Romero was one of
I
the
didn't watch it.
that was one of the worst fights in a UFC.
Okay, that's what I heard.
You
Wow.
had
Adesanya's just too good.
Adesanya
He's way
didn't
too
want to
good.
get in a mix with Romero because Romero is very powerful, and then you had Romero didn't want to dance with Adesanya because he's just too fancy. He's too nice. So they basically stood
Ran
up
from
and
each
looked
other.
at each other throughout the whole fight. And yes, Adesanya was the winner because
You gotta really beat the champ.
they didn't really beat him.
You gotta really beat the champ. That's it.
Oh man.
Exactly.
Ferguson and
Justin Gath.
Okay.
Goche. That's Justin
That's
Goche.
not Goche.
Yeah, that's
man.
Goche, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, man.
That
That's
is
Justin.
not
No,
close
that's
to
Justin
Goche.
Gaethje, boy.
That don't say
Justin
none of that.
Gaethje, man. That's how you say it. Justin
It's
Gaethje
Justin
and
Gath,
Ferguson.
Man. Gath, son.
Go ahead, Fer.
Yes.
What was your thoughts on that? And go back, Ryan, because one of the guys retired after his
Justin
fight.
Gath, yeah, those.
Gaethje.
they
Gaethje.
had- oh my God, that's not his name.
Justin Gaethje.
The co-main event was what I was more interested in, him and Cejudo.
Yeah.
Which was after this fight, he became a 2-division title holder.
And then
Okay.
what he
And
did,
literally after the fight, while he was giving his post-fight interview, he said,
He
"I'm done.
retired.
I retired." So
After he
I
won,
don't-
literally
yeah,
after he won,
yeah, after he
said,
became
"I'm done.
a.
I did what I had to do. Y'all can have these 2 belts. Go let somebody else fight for him. I did what I had to do, and I'm cashing
he
out."
pretty good.
Wow.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
nice.
I mean, he won a belt in two different weight
Flyweight
divisions.
and bantamweight, he dominated both of
Yeah,
them.
he's
Okay.
he's nice. He have his big gold chain on after
he
before
was-
and after every fight.
he was real
but,
good,
But
dude.
I thought he just did that out of emotions. But they actually fought for that belt.
They
after
already
that, if
fought
I'm not
for it.
mistaken.
They just did last 2 weeks. They fought
Okay.
for his flyweight and bantam the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks just fast.
So he might not be coming back.
No, I don't think so.
yeah?
The next big UFC match after Henry Cejudo and Justin and them was
Amanda Nunes,
Amanda Nunes and Felicia Spencer.
Felicia Spencer, and Amanda Nunes.
I don't think nobody gonna be there
Amanda
anytime soon.
Nunes made her look like the elephant woman.
The elephant woman.
Yeah, literally. She looked like the elephant woman.
Boy, Red saying some mess, boy.
I'm serious, man.
So glad to be back.
She had to. You should have seen her face, man. It was terrible. And you know what? The thing about it, Amanda Nunes could have ended the fight, but she just beat up the whole
Yeah, like
fight.
when the girl would be on the ground, Amanda would be like, "Just get up."
Yeah,
you know?
she
Like,
kept
I'll be
telling.
like,
Yeah,
like,
she
get
didn't
up.
even get on top of her to finish her.
Yeah, like, get
She was
up.
like, "Come on, let's go. Let me beat you some more."
Oh wow.
Yeah, it
That's
was,
why I say she looked
was
like the
bad.
elephant woman after the
And
fight.
ain't nobody gonna beat anytime soon. Before we get into the next one, I gotta mention Dustin Poirier, June 27th. He fought
Yeah.
Dan
About that
Hooker.
when Dustin
Yep,
won.
I
He
saw
thought,
that.
yeah, he fought
Shout
Dan
out,
So
Hooker.
you missed that, right?
Hey,
You didn't
I'ma
get
tell
that?
you-
It wasn't a
Oh,
major
hey, go on.
UFC. It was
I
just a
watched
fight
that.
night.
I'ma tell you
Well,
this.
hold on. Well, look, for he going to.
Let me tell
No,
you
I
this.
don't have a
Yeah,
pickup.
that's after.
Oh, you
That's
don't have a
after.
pickup of Dustin Poirier?
No, I
Let me
don't.
tell you. Let me tell you. If you didn't watch it, that was
It's just
one of the
major-
most.
It was a fight night. It's not a UFC, and that's
It
the
doesn't
reason.
matter. You're not. He's
Hey.
local legend, and you don't have a picture.
I got him.
Did y'all see the fight?
To your
Yeah.
brother.
You saw the fight?
Yeah.
Did
I
you
can
see
only
the
do
fight?
so
Them
much.
boy
much.
slug, huh?
Did you?
Hello.
boy.
Come on, beating each other up.
Hey,
man.
did you see the fight?
Yeah, I saw the fight.
That was one of the best
Oh, yeah.
fights.
Of the year.
In the UFC.
Oh yeah,
Man,
they
it looked
consider
like-
that fight of the year.
It's
Hey,
one of the top 5
Let me
in my
tell you,
eyes
that was a good fight.
because
Oh,
they
yeah.
fought.
They
yeah.
fought.
They fought.
fought.
But you know what? I knew.
I mean, it was lick for lick.
But you see, I'm gonna tell you the difference. You know the difference. The difference is that Dustin Poirier has been in those situations where he's going 5 rounds. He's been in fights where he looked like he was gonna lose. And to me, when I was watching the fight, that's the only reason he won because. Dan never really went no distances in no fights like that, and you could tell from the 3rd round on, Dan couldn't really do much, but just get beat.
It was at least,
but he was fighting.
It was at least 5 times a piece. I thought both of them was about to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was at least 5 times
Yeah.
each. I thought both of them was about to fall.
Yeah, that was
True.
That
It was a really good fight.
That was a good one.
But
that was a fight.
but he Dustin controlled the fight from the 3rd round on. He controlled
It was good.
because they
was
was
close for
getting
me.
beat,
I was
but
like-
he was.
It was
I
close
was
for
split
me. I ain't
decision
gonna lie.
all the way
It
through.
was
I was
close
Yeah,
for me because
but
it
he-
was back
like,
and forth.
oh,
He
man.
won the rounds.
Yeah.
He won the rounds.
See, that's the kind of fighting I like, right? And you know why? It was close as it was because he dropped Dustin a couple times.
Yeah.
he
Them
did.
takedowns were really
Yeah.
made it look closer.
Yeah.
Yep.
But as far as a fight, it was a great fight.
And where Dustin really won is where he had all
There was
that
maybe
control.
2 or 3 takedowns.
All
Yeah,
that and all
like
that
two or
control,
three
for sure.
all that control on the ground when he was on top of
Yeah.
Dan. That's what really
But they
done
get
it
the
for
point
him.
for the takedown, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get the
yeah.
point for the
See.
takedown, and if you end up on your back at the end of a round, you lose points for that.
Oh,
You-
okay. I didn't know that.
Well, you
Oh,
they-
yeah, because they pretty much letting him up off you.
It's a control.
Yeah,
Though.
it's a control- it's the
Like
control
dominant.
factor.
You dominate on the ground.
You
Like,
end up on
I'm
yeah.
controlling you,
They-
make
the
you.
bell
let him up
off you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the bell made you get him
Now
off.
you don't really lose points. It's just part of the point system.
If you didn't
on
watch,
how they,
if you didn't watch that Poirier fight, go watch.
Oh yeah, go watch it because you.
It's worth your
It's
time.
a
Classic.
potential fight of
It's
the
worth
year.
your time.
classic,
It
classic,
will be nominated for
Yeah.
fight of the year. I promise.
Lafayette's finest.
classic.
Yeah.
Next one.
Next, major UFC, most recent one actually. 3 title fights one night. Kamaru Usman.
Yes.
Jorge Masvidal.
And Masvidal.
Masvidal was actually called up late because
Somebody got-
the initial
Yeah.
opponent for Usman came up with the
I
virus.
saw that.
I understand
they,
that, but you know what? He got beat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He got beat.
Usman just a better fighter.
and Masvidal, I like him, but I knew
Usman's just a better fighter. He's
yeah,
strong
yeah.
and everything. On that fight card, the other 2 title fights was Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway, and that was the rematch. That was the second time of them fighting.
Yes.
And,
Yeah, I saw Max Holloway.
Volkanovski wound up winning.
Holloway lost it.
Again,
Yeah.
again. And the other one was Peter Yan and Jose Aldo. And
Yep.
they fought for the vacant belt that him and Cejudo
And Aldo
left
got
after,
beat again.
yeah, and Aldo got beat. So
Again.
the new bantamweight champion right now is Peter Yan.
Peter
Won
Yan.
the vacant belt him and Cejudo left. So
Yeah.
see how many defense he can go for. And
I don't know.
So what they got coming up? What
the next one,
who
we
fighting
had
now?
one last weekend, and that was another fight for the flyweight that Henry Cejudo had.
That was Benavidez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce. I don't even want to shout their name up at all.
Yeah,
I know.
Figueredo and Benavidez.
Benavidez,
part
yeah.
2, actually, part 2. That's their second fight, and it was a good one.
Benavidez.
And Benavidez wound up losing, I think, again.
Benavidez.
He lost both matches, so the flyweight goes to Figueredo. Sorry.
Not to cut you off.
Figaro chain.
We let you off the hook, yeah. I'm gonna just let you know that I'll tell you about it afterward. Anyway, we let you off the hook. We sure did, bro. Can't go back to it neither.
And this
That's
past,
really good.
We don't have a picture for it, but just this past Saturday, Robert Whittaker made his comeback from like a year off. Robert Whittaker fought Darren Till, which was the number 1 middleweight. Robert Whittaker versus number 6 Darren Till, and Robert Whittaker wound up coming up victorious.
Yeah.
So we should be seeing Robert Whittaker in a title fight.
Robert
real
Whittaker.
soon.
He came through.
And last but not least, the best for last.
Yes, sir.
Upcoming
Lafayette's finest.
August 15th.
Is that a real fight?
DC.
Oh yeah, we have the trilogy.
Daniel Cormier
Oh, okay.
was gonna probably end up being his last fight,
Oh
especially
no, not probably.
especially
No,
after
this
he
it.
win.
This is it. It's over.
And that's Stipe, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
for the third time.
Yep, they both. DC knocked him out the first fight.
That boy.
Hey, Stipe showed me something.
Oh my god.
DC knocked him out the first fight. Stipe beat DC to the ground the second fight, and here comes the trilogy.
Yeah,
And
well, I'm gonna be in attendance for that one.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see.
Me too.
We gotta see that one.
I'm
You going to the
for
fight?
DC.
I mean, wherever we gonna watch it at.
See, you going to the fight.
I don't know how you gonna go to the fight in the coronavirus.
I mean, I'm gonna be watching it.
Boss said,
the fight on the
I
island?
will be in attendance.
No, that one won't be on the island.
Okay, it's not gonna be on the
If
island.
somebody
I don't think
hosts
they're on the island right. They go back to. matter of
That's
fact,
what you was talking
They
about.
go,
you know.
they go back to
I
Vegas
thought he was
now.
going to the fight.
At somebody's house.
You guys stupid.
See, man, yeah, it's been a long
Hey, you know what? You
time,
can't
boy.
get your picture
long.
at the fight.
Too long.
They selling those right now.
Boy, go sit down.
$500, you get your picture in one of the seats for the fight.
What else y'all got on UFC? Anything else? Or fighting period?
Well, we don't have anything for that yet. But next month, we're gonna be in August. So September, you have Israel Adesanya fighting again. And then
He fighting somebody notable.
Oh yeah, and then October we have who's the other title fight?
And we're gonna have to get into some boxing
Another
too. They
major
just
fight.
haven't had
Tyson,
a
Roy
major
Jones.
fight lately. But Tyson and Mike Tyson and Roy Jones gonna be fighting.
When is that
I
set
think
for?
that's
We got like 3
August
minutes to
8th.
kill.
that?
We got like 3
That's
minutes
like
to kill.
August 8th, right?
I think so.
So Mike Tyson started a league called the Legends Only League, and what he wants to do is he wants to have boxing matches like him and Roy Jones, boxers who are retired from being a professional boxer.
Khabib fight again.
Oh,
in,
okay.
October.
Excuse me, I'm trying to explain
I'm
something.
talking to Wheeler, man.
We got you, man. Go ahead on.
I'm talking to Wheeler, man.
Continue.
So, anyways, he's trying to start a
Just took the
league.
Tyson conversation from everybody.
He's trying to start a league where I'm trying to explain to these people what it is.
Okay.
So he wants to start a boxing league with the legends. Apparently it's gonna be 8 rounds because that's what him and Roy Jones are doing.
I heard that.
And he said there's just some guys out there that might not be able to box, year after year, but they still have a few more fights in them where they can go make them some money.
I watched that.
You got Roy Jones.
I mean everybody.
I heard with
everybody
I
watching that fight.
I heard where they fighting at and everything. They gotta wear headgear. And
I heard that
there's
too.
certain rules that they gonna be going by.
Yeah,
What
that's
you
some
mean?
old folks,
But
man.
they
You
wearing
can't just be
headgear.
going out there.
They wearing headgear. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tyson
I
said
heard
it with
that.
You think them,
yeah,
you think them
they wearing
50 something
headgear.
year
I
old
was
men about to
wondering.
go out
Well,
there and fight?
I was wondering
No,
about that
man.
because
Now,
Tyson already talked.
Now Tyson say he not finna play with him now. He said they wearing headgear, but he only know one speed.
Yeah.
Because how you
Tyson
going
only
in
know one
exhibition with
speed,
Mike
that's it.
Tyson? You Roy.
It's protection, but that don't
coming
mean I'm about
forward.
to ease up
Yeah,
on
bro.
you.
Tyson said we gonna be fighting. You pay attention. We there. I'm telling you guys, we love you. Thank you very much.
Come on, man.
real quick. Jones or Tyson? Jones or Tyson? Who y'all got?
In a point system,
I have
Roy
Mike
Jones.
Tyson. We're not doing the point system, man. Mike Tyson
knockout.
is going.
No point
Mike
system?
Tyson is going to try to knock out Roy Jones.
Is he gonna do it though?
Yes, he will.
No point system?
Yes, he will. You know why?
There's no point system?
I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't
I
think Roy
don't know
got
what
nothing.
kind. I don't know what
Roy
he
ain't
got
got
left
nothing
in
for
there.
It's David versus Goliath.
Roy ain't got nothing for Mike.
I got
And
Roy,
I seen.
I'm taking Roy.
Hey,
Why
look
nobody-
here,
why
man.
nobody
Roy too
picking
small,
Roy?
man.
I
Once I
seen.
found out about the headgear,
Roy was in heavyweight, you forgot?
Hey, bro, I seen Mike
it
Tyson
was right
train.
heavy.
He was light heavy.
He went to heavy.
Tyson was heavy.
I seen.
Heavy.
I seen.
That's like Tyson, yeah, bro. I mean,
Bruh.
that's not old
Talking
Tyson,
about
but
some
I'm just saying.
50-year-old guy.
I'm talking about a 52-year-old Mike Tyson.
Have you seen that boy in the
Did
gym
you-
though?
did
I
you-
seen him in the gym though.
Did you see?
I seen him
Hey,
in the gym.
hold on. Did
I
y'all
saw-
see
I
him
seen
working
him in
out?
the
Did you
gym.
see how he
Yeah.
still turning and half?
seen
Oh,
that.
man, I tell you what, you're laughing, but if he see
All
you in the
that,
street,
boy,
I bet
seen
you're not
that.
gonna
I
laugh.
seen
You talking about the street.
When I
He
seen
not
Roy
gonna
on
laugh
the interview, Roy looked like he was chilling and he was glad to get the endorsement
Well,
money.
well,
Hey,
you got
hey,
it backwards
you wanna
because
talk
Roy
about-
Jones still works out.
You
Roy
want-
Jones stay in the
I
gym.
seen
You want
him in the
to
gym.
talk
Got a
about?
camp. He got his own camp.
Man.
He just didn't look like.
Roy just fought like
He
2
did.
years ago or something, 3 years ago.
He didn't look like Mike.
You heard what Roy
Mike
Jones?
looked like he about to eat
God.
your
You heard what
kids.
You heard what Roy Jones said?
Roy Jones just fought about 3
Roy
years
Jones
ago.
ago. Man.
Roy Jones says is David versus Goliath,
Yeah.
and you have the big Goliath Tyson and me David and just God. That's all I need.
But I think they're gonna make it to where ain't nobody.
Hey,
really
so
gonna
it
get
sounds like he
embarrassed.
knew you about to get his head knocked off.
I looked it up and it's $50 pay-per-view. So you watching?
Oh yeah, $50.
Oh yeah, man, I support him, man. I support him.
Mr.
Watch it.
Whalen.
Yep.
You ready to hop into this golf with your baby daddy, your former baby daddy, and
Well, I mean, that's all we had going on was UFC and golf for a long
Why
time.
you call that man the
you had
baby
Mr.
daddy?
Brady and who was he teamed up with? He was teamed up with Mickelson or
He was with Phil.
Brady was
Okay.
playing golf.
It's right there. There you had Tiger, and that was the match part 2. If everybody remember, they had the match with Tiger and Phil for the $9 million bet they put on, and this one here was actually to raise money for efforts for the COVID relief.
Yeah.
And it was actually supposed to be
They raised a lot too.
about $20 million or whatever it was.
20 million.
Yeah, I know it was more than what they expected. So I mean, it was a good match. They came in there. The formats was a little different. They played some best ball the first 9 holes, and I think down the stretch to make it more competitive, they put a little more weight on the football players because they turned into an alternate shot.
Okay.
So Tiger would tee off, Phil would tee off, but the pressure was on Peyton and Tom to get it to the green and make some putts. Now I watch it. It was a little bit of a rain delay when they started. It turned out to be pretty competitive. Now if I tell you that one team never trailed and one team never had the lead, you'd think it was a blowout, but actually the Tiger Woods Peyton Manning duo actually won by one match. It was not stroke play but match play.
So Tiger won it.
So they won by 1 hole. That's pretty much how it worked. But
watched some of
I'd say this. Peyton Manning looked like the better golfer of the two. He made some long putts early, and he actually kind of toted the team early. If you're a golfer, because you watched it.
How Tom did?
But Tom was kind of nervous. But I will say this. For Tom.
Off now.
I will say this for Tom.
Everything is bad from here on out. Everything is bad.
They had a lot of people in the ear. You know, they had the headgear on. So they had Brooks Koepka threw out a $100,000 bet, and Charles Barkley threw out $100,000, $50,000 bet.
Can I say something?
Well, hold up. Let me finish this because the bet was for Tom to at least make a par, and Tom shanked one on a par 5. He lost a ball. He had to drop in the middle of the fairway, so he hitting 3. He goes up there and probably 150, 160 yards out in the middle of the fairway, he stuffs in a hole-in-one for a birdie. And he made a lot of money off of that. So, it was from the fairway, probably about 160 yards out. He dropped it behind the hole, probably 5 yards, and zipped back into the hole. First birdie of the day. But on that same hole, Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning put for a 25-foot eagle and ended up tapping that in, so they still split the hole.
And I will say this. I haven't seen that much gloss or glitter, whatever shiny thing you want to say. I haven't seen that much shiny stuff in your eyes about Tom since before he signed with Tampa Bay.
Oh, he done wrote Tom off
You look
now.
like you was so happy to talk
Well,
about
I mean,
Tom.
I'm just gonna
You was all on top of your seat and just,
Like,
man,
Tom,
hey man, I kind of miss that.
Well, he just asked how Tom did.
I kind of miss that. I kind of miss how you would talk about Tom, man. It's gonna be sad that we ain't gonna better hear it anymore.
And we'll talk about that later.
Well, that's what happened with the match. But golf did kick off.
Yeah.
And the first tournament of the season was the Charles Schwab in Fort Worth, Texas, and that was won by Daniel Berger. Looked like we probably had about 7 tournaments so far since.
Yeah, I got the standards
since
up
the
there.
stoppage. That's your FedEx, the FedEx Cup rankings right now.
Okay.
After about 7 tournaments into the season, and you can pretty much see where we at on the FedEx
Justin
Cup.
Thomas, number 1.
Yep.
Webb Simpson, number 2. Rory is number 5. Patrick Reed, number 6. Bryson DeChambeau.
Bryson
number 4.
DeChambeau. Let me tell y'all a little something about Bryson DeChambeau. This kid here, and a lot of the old golfers, Jack Nicklaus, etc., they don't like it. But that Bryson DeChambeau is driving the ball like 400 yards.
That's that big dude, huh?
Cool.
Oh,
Wow.
He just
man.
clocking the ball and everything.
Now, everybody say that because they do have something called a long drive challenge, and it's golfers that make their living on just hitting the ball far, and they have a long drive challenge, but he's doing that, and he's like ranked 10th in putting out of 200-300 people. So if you driving it long and you putting real good, I don't see what they're mad about.
You got a good chance.
I don't see what they're mad about.
You got a
already
real
won.
good chance.
Well, just to run down, I got Daniel Berger won the Charles Schwab. the RBC Heritage, Webb Simpson won it. Then you got the Travelers, Dustin Johnson won. The Rocket Mortgage Classic, that's what Bryson DeChambeau won. And the Workday Charity Open was won by Colin Morikawa. John Rahm won the Memorial. And Michael Thompson won the 3M Open last week. So, I mean, we still playing golf.
Be on the lookout.
And I will say this, during the
Pay
quarantine, and everything going on with Corona, they had the golf course wide open. I mean, I was out there every other day.
Every day, huh?
Woo.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing open but the golf course. Because that's the way you can social distance. You had to take your own cart.
Right.
They give you the wipes to wipe it down. Couldn't touch the flags and so on. So it was pretty safe, you let me tell it. I enjoyed my
if any sport would be open, it would be that one.
Hey, I was all for it. But on those FedEx Cup rankings, I know y'all didn't see Tiger Woods on that top
No,
on the
sure
top of that
didn't,
list.
sure didn't.
So if you just wondering where he at, there's probably about 300 people in the rankings, and he's ranked 45th.
Is the Masters still going to be played? I heard maybe in August, September.
That's the next thing I wanted to touch on. I actually wanted to get a little graphic on it, but I went and checked everything out.
The Masters,
for
they're
everybody.
gonna play it. Do you know they're
I
trying
got
to?
I got it right here. They got four. They got 4 majors.
No, because hold on.
Yeah,
No,
you right.
before,
You see him right.
before, because you know why?
You
Because
watching the game or you're talking about golf?
no, listen, this could have been included when we was talking about since earlier. You know, they have a lot of different references that they've been having embedded, you know, in tower heads for a long time. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And they were saying that they looking into changing the name of the the Masters, because the Masters they saying because the caddies used to the only golfers the caddies were black back then, and that's why they said it was the Masters, and then you had the caddies, the black guys that was working it. So they want to change that name, and they have
Let
a
me
bunch
tell
of
you this.
we're gonna talk about that one day, because
I never knew that.
it's a bunch of different things that they have, these sayings and different things like that. Like whenever you say that comment about, oh yeah, you got sold up the river, you know, that right there, that refers to whenever the slaves used to get sold up the river. But, you know, people say it just so commonly, you know, and it's a lot of different things like that. It just brought back
So
that
people
memory.
took offense to the name, so they're thinking about maybe changing it later on.
That, and it's a whole bunch of other ones that's like that.
Same thing like with the Redskins. They're no longer the Redskins. They're the Washington football team.
Exactly, stuff like that. So,
And that's the little change that matters.
that's my bad. Waylon, get
Well, just
back to the
I'm
golf.
just gonna touch on everybody. You know, with Tiger Woods and all, everybody focus on the majors and the majors. So they play 4 majors a year. Now with the rescheduling, it's only going to be 3 played this year.
Okay.
And you got 3 played this year. So the Masters, the original date for the Masters would have been April the 9th through the 12th. Now it's going to be played November 12th through the 15th. So it's going to go from bright yellow and red flowers to fall looking, red looking.
Yeah, it's not going to be
leaves.
bright like it usually is.
Yeah, it's going to be red looking leaves. It's going to be November the 12th through the 15th.
Okay.
Now you got the Open Championship.
Brian.
The Open Championship is actually the one that's going to be canceled. And that's probably the oldest one I want to say. And I think I got the PGA Championship. That's what's next.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be August the 6th through the 9th. And it was supposed to be played May the 14th through the 17th. So
we ain't got to worry about
that's going to be in
golf
San
getting
Francisco.
postponed no more.
Only thing that's going to be missing is going to be that
The fans.
that Open Championship.
And the fans.
And the U.S. Open is going to be after that August 9th through 6th through 9th PGA Championship. And the U.S. Open is going to be played September 17th through the 20th. And that's usually played June 18th through the 21st. So everything just pretty much pushed back, but they still going to be resuming play on those majors, except for that Open Championship.
Not to cut you off, Mr. Whalen, but we checking out the game live. It's the Pelicans 104, Utah 104.
Oh, that's a block. That was a
6 seconds.
block.
We got a little bit
It
of
was a
time to
block.
kill before
6
second
It was a block.
Because in hour number 2, we're getting into the NBA.
It was a block.
And then we're going to get into MLB. And The Astros that cheated, and we're gonna get into the
I
NFL.
want to talk. Whoa.
Why you say the Astros? Why you don't say my
No,
Astros?
no.
They
He
were
said no.
yours when they won the championship.
He said no.
They were yours when they won the
cheated, man.
championship.
They some cheaters. I'm not like
Well, we
some,
gonna get into
some
that.
Miss that,
teams
Rudy.
fans
Miss
that,
that
Rudy.
still root for them after they cheat.
Miss that, Rudy.
Ooh, he made it.
105, 104,
For all of
New
y'all
Orleans and
watching at
Utah
home,
Jazz.
yeah.
6.9 seconds left in the game.
Look
If
at
you
the play-by-play.
guys watching the game right now,
Rudy Gobert, 13 and 12.
New Orleans Pelicans against the Jazz.
The first
All of these,
person to shut
all
down
of these
the
games
season.
got to count.
Yes.
Rudy Gobert was the first one to shut down the season because of the COVID.
This-
He want to touch all the microphones.
And he got Donovan sick, too.
No, man.
He
They had
was,
stopped
though.
it. But they stopped already.
He
man.
got
Don't do that to
Donovan
the
Mitchell
man.
sick, man. What you mean? Donovan
106,
Mitchell was
104.
mad at
They
him.
wasn't playing,
You didn't
though.
read the articles?
They wasn't playing.
Donovan Mitchell was very mad at him, and the coaches were too.
So
for not taking it serious.
Utah took the lead. So anyway, we're gonna get back into basketball a little bit. We got a couple more minutes to go.
Sorry, we got sidetracked.
Yeah, this is hour number 1. We're bringing y'all 2 hours this afternoon because we hadn't been in here in a while and we miss y'all. We really miss y'all. So what y'all need to do if y'all miss us, we need subscribers.
Yes.
We need people to come holler at us on our YouTube page.
We need subscribers.
We are The Division Podcast. You can go to the page on YouTube. I got an image right here. And this is what it looks like. The Division Podcast, the logo, the same logo matching our little watermark right there. You go ahead, click on it. You can watch all the old episodes and season 2.
Just take me out the camera.
It's getting ready to get started. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm messing with you.
Wow.
It's
I'm
coming.
messing, man.
And also, you can go to Facebook.
Sorry for our janky producer, guys.
Everybody's on Facebook, Mr. Petty Ballhead.
You want to talk about
Everybody
Hayes?
else is
Turn-
on
why don't you
Facebook.
turn
Can
around?
I get out the promo?
Turn
Can
around.
I get out the
Why don't
promo?
you-
I'm trying to promote us and you over here tripping.
As soon as you turn around
You
to the
can
camera.
go to Facebook if you're
Turn around,
everybody
let 'em see
but
the
Mr.
shine.
Taylor. You can go ahead and check us out on Facebook because we all have pages.
Why you say Bud Mr. Taylor?
'Cause he don't have
He
one.
has one now.
No, when?
See?
Show me.
Hey.
When?
Just
When? You ain't never sent me an invite? I ain't never got a friend request? Nothing?
No.
I will say this. When you get on there, just don't subscribe, comment, and we're going to start taking about a 3-4 minute segment. And the best comment, we're going to talk on it.
Not just comments, questions.
That is right.
Every
Come with
week.
questions, ask our opinion on stuff, what y'all
You
think
see
about
these
everything.
topics, and,
or
and
whatnot.
when you see Reggie
Ask
F.
Reg
Baby,
why he's so
When
petty.
when you see
and
Reggie F.
whatnot.
Baby talking crazy, comment.
Comment.
that'd be
and
the whole
and if,
show.
if
And
y'all want to.
we're gonna put a 3-4 minute segment in there for the best comment of the week, and,
And-
we're gonna talk on it.
and
Yeah,
if-
we'll do it at the end of the show. Yeah.
And if you want to see the back of Ryan head, you just make sure you put that in the comments too.
Boy, you caught me yet. Oh, you caught me.
Oh my God.
So YouTube, Facebook.
We've
What's
been
our
gone a
other
while, y'all.
Reg, what's our other social media?
We've been
We
gone.
have the
Since you
podcast.
know.
We have the podcast on the phones,
On the phone.
iTunes,
Okay, iTunes, Google Play,
iTunes, Google playlist.
and also
Acadian Open Channel. You have it on the TV. You have it on the
Podcast Network.
the
on
podcast
their
network.
website.
We have a Twitter page that Fur is in charge of. I'm not sure what he's been doing on it. We have a Facebook page if Ryan didn't mention it.
AOCINC.org. That's where you can also catch the podcast if you're not into any other social media platforms or whatnot. That'll give AOC a little bit of love because they've been giving us love this whole time. So shout out to them. Give them a couple of clicks. AOCINC.org.
Reggie F. Baby Instagram. You can follow me.
YouTube,
You're not
baby.
gonna see much, but you can follow me.
What's self-promoting,
Yeah,
man?
thank you. What you doing?
Self-promoting, man.
Shout out to Mr. Boo. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
birthday,
boy.
We got a
man.
division.
Happy,
We got a
happy
division
birthday,
member.
we
Mr.
got a
Boo
division.
Williams.
One of the
Boo,
division
AKA
members
Joseph Williams.
Yeah,
we
man.
might get him in here one
celebrating
day.
a birthday today.
And
Yeah,
look,
yeah,
y'all stay
39,
tuned.
man.
Y'all stay tuned. We got that Reggie's Real Talk gonna be vamping up again.
Reggie's
also,
Real Talk.
Yeah, promo it.
got
promo
that
it.
Reggie's Real Talk coming back. We're gonna have some good interviews.
Let me know when you want to have me on.
We're gonna have some coronavirus interviews.
And eventually,
Well, it's
hopefully-
supposed to be my show, but Ryan wanna.
Ryan, what? Reggie Real Talk is yours.
Man,
Why you
let's-
putting all the personal
man,
business
let-
on the podcast, man?
Man, let's
What's
get
wrong
on
with
out of
you,
here, man. Let's get on
That's
out of
hour
here.
number 1, man. Stay tuned for hour number 2.
Shout out to
we
the
about to go
division.
choke Reg out back here. We'll be right back, man.
I'll be back after the choke out.